Hello and welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. I'm sorry I didn't put my glasses on, so if I look different, if I look strange, then I apologise. But I thought that, bearing in mind it's getting towards the endish of February and the sun's actually shining, the sky's beautiful, I thought we'd retreat into this garden where we rendezvoused a number of times last year, and we'd have a little bit of a look round my garden before I start doing anything with it. And then throughout the year, as we do bits and bobs of gardening stuff, I'll keep giving you a bit of an update. So this is kind of like your baseline. This is just coming out of winter and everything looks grim. So if you're new in these parts, mostly about the Fylde Coast, mostly about things to do, places to see, places to go, local history and whatnot. But I am a big gardening fan. I do like my back garden. I like my front garden as well. So I thought that some of you might be interested in sharing it. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget to give the video a like, and don't forget to sign up for your Visit Fylde Coast email newsletter. Right, we'll turn this round and see what we've got, shall we? So it's all looking very fed up and very brown and very grey and very lifeless. This is sitting in a bucket currently because the pot broke due to, I presume, the frost, and the bits of the pot are down here, look, on the floor, which is a shame because I really liked that pot. I've had that donkey's years. I brought that with me from where we lived before. These are my auriculas. These are lovely when they flower. And these are the hydrangeas that I moved last year. I'm going to chop them all down and I'm going to make them into cuttings. This one in particular is an absolutely beautiful colour. So all my pals are wanting cuttings from that. So this is where the fish pond was, if you remember me telling you about it last year. And we made it into a patio area, which in summer is in boiling full sun with my little Spanish-esque decorations on the wall. And last year these were full of bedding plants. I've just left everything. I've tidied some superficial muck up, but I've left everything, and I'm going to see what's alive and what's not alive. I'm going to get some new pots as well. These have served me well, and were recycled from my pal Keith, but there's no tray underneath them. So watering them's been a challenge because it just runs straight through. This is my fine fair thing. If you remember, these were on the wall at the old Wilkinson's in Blackpool Town Centre, and I managed to retrieve one. And we painted that last year. In fact, Kevin sprayed it and it's done really well. It's hardly moved. And these are cuttings I've taken off. We've got these are euonymus. We've got these along the front wall in our front garden. And I've taken loads of little cuttings off, which are for Cleveleys for the town centre, as are these laurels. They're for the seafront or wherever we decide to put them. And this is all concrete underneath here, so I've got some pots. These are pampas grass, but I didn't get any pampas last year. This is the phormium in the middle. This is a allium that my pal Liz bought me, so that looks like it's starting to sprout and come up. We'll just take them little bits of weed out while we notice them. And as I said, I left all the seed heads and everything because I wanted these to just scatter all over the garden and seed anywhere that they wanted to. And believe it or not, I think that's supposed to be inside. So I've got little memories and little bits of this and that all over the place. Oh, what's that? That looks like... That doesn't look like a daffodil, does it? That looks like something else. I'll tell you when it starts flowering. So this particular wallflower has been in my garden donkey's years. I bet that's been in about 7 or 8 years. And these new ones are what I've put in recently because I love wallflowers. And this is what was my little wildflower garden. So literally about a fortnight ago, I took some of the big scratty bits off and I've put some more pebbles down to cover the mud up. And other than that, from probably last April, I've not touched it. I've not touched it at all. So this is where the birds eat and the bees buzz. And in summer, it's been absolutely beautiful last year. Absolutely one mass of flowers, cornflowers and thing like that. There's a bobbin robin somewhere in this fence, in this privet. So these are all just a mishmash of all kinds of everything. These were from Morrison's, these, in them little plastic bags that you get. And I planted them right up to the fence because I wanted them to go through with them being evergreen and fill the gaps so that there's something to look at all year round. So this is sold as a shrub. This is Senecio, this. So you buy it as a quite small shrub, and that's been in, oh, it's got to have been in about 15 years, if not longer, maybe 20. And I've just kept fastening bits up and fastening bits in, and it's turned into a hedge. So there's rose bushes, there's apple trees, there's honeysuckle. There's all kinds of everything, all mishmashed in together. Oh, some little some snowdrops, look, not crocuses. They were from my granddad's garden, them. Granddad's snowdrops. Oh, look, bulbs coming up. They're tulips from Amsterdam. I think I bought them. No, I didn't buy them. I thought I might have bought them at Southport Flower Show, but I think I got them at a garden centre. It's all starting to grow. It's lovely. It's a lovely time of year. Another few weeks and a little bit more sunshine. I've got little cowslips coming up, look. But by and large, it looks a tip. There's loads of dead stuff all over the place. It's in my little pond. It looks a bit scuzzy because the pigeons have been getting bathed in it. It's full right to the very top with pondweed. So if anybody local wants some pondweed, let me know and you can have some with pleasure, because I'm going to be pulling quite a lot of it out as the weeks pass. This is my dad's railing this because he kept stumbling as he came down the steps. But this does actually stop quite a bit of wind blowing that way across the plant, so it's done its job. And this is my little spring meadow. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I've planted some crocuses and some snowdrops in my lawn. So if you remember last year, I planted all this clover seed, which is doing quite well. And my plan is to leave this grass so that it just becomes a natural sort of meadow type thing. So I've got some of these plantain things growing. Not quite sure what you call them. And I've put some spring bulbs in. I've slipped up a bit really, because I should have put the bulbs down the edge of the path, because when I came to do a bit of tidying up a couple of weeks ago, I was sort of dodging round these, and it's the wind that's bashed them over because it's been so windy. And this is the little bit of gardening that we did last year, so I've got loads of stuff coming up. Let's have a look over the fence, over the chair. What have we got? I've put loads of alliums in. I'm just trying to find some. Where's my alliums gone? I think they're daffodils. And I used my brain this year as well. I think that's an allium. That's an allium. It's a different leaf. I used my brain this year and I got some plant sign things like this, look. So these are what I bought at Southport Flower Show. Looks like that's been slugged, never mind Allium Erginia maritima. Looks as if they've been chowing my alliums. Allium Mont Blanc, so they're big ones, I think. Looking at the size of the buds, I reckon they're going to be big. And there's some more somewhere. Where did I put the other ones? No, there's another one. Ah, there's one here, look. Allium Mount Everest. That looks like a little firework coming up, doesn't it? And this is my rhubarb, look, that Brenda gave me last year. It looks like the slugs have been weighing a bundle on that as well. I think my frogs need to get awake and get eating all my bugs. And then, of course, every garden has to have a messy corner. My husband is addicted to pellets. Every time we pass a skip that's got pellets in, he keeps picking them up and bringing them home for me. Isn't he kind? He catched these out at WH Smith's, so we're refitting the shop. They were doing some work in the shop, and they got a skip at the back in Cleveley's, full of these grey trays. We've got a right pile of them in garage. And you know, they are so handy. So handy. And this is a camellia that we got from Morrison's in a little plastic bag. Look at the size of it. It's grown right up the wall, and when it flowers, it's got like a white flower with a pale lemon tint to it. Or is that the pink one? No, that must be the pink one that's white with a pink tint. That's the lemon one. And it is so pretty. It's beautiful. It's obviously doing quite well here as well, isn't it? And these are bluebells. It's a Grandad's snowdrops, look. And this is a Christmas rose. It's going a bit past its best now, but that's been lovely for weeks and weeks and weeks. So that's my little garden in February. I think is it the 22nd, something like that? Oh, and just looking at the bird that's landed on the roof, Homer seems to have deceased. I haven't seen hide nor hair of him. We had a really bad spell of really cold weather in, when we're at late December, early January, sometime round about Christmas. And he's not been seen since then. So I'm thinking he's shuffled off this mortal coil. I think he's shuffled off to Seagull Land. So it looks like I've acquired a new one anyway, because there's a new one keep coming and asking for food. You know me, I'm a soft touch for animals. You that bird singing? Isn't that lovely? I'm just wondering if he's in this bush. It's quite tame. He'll come onto the bird table when I'm quite nearby. Oh, that's lovely. See if we can get a bit nearer and pick it up better. It stopped. So that's scruffy time of year in a winter garden, and we'll do some updates when everything starts to grow, and I'll show you. I've just seen him fly here. Right, if we stand here and stand right quiet and wait, we might just catch him. Watch the bird table. So as I was saying, I'll bring you some more updates later in the year and show you things as they're coming out and things as they're growing and what it looks like in summer. He's going to hide, the little cheeky monkey.